want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth about sports in the state of Michigan? You've got the truth, all right. Can you handle the truth? Find out right now on the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast, the show that detects and provides truth, research, and statistics about the Tigers, Lions, Red Wings, Pistons, Wolverines, and Spartans. Subscribe to its YouTube channel at the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast and listen to it in audio form wherever you get your podcasts. Follow it on X, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at Michigan_Truth and on Reddit at u/Michigan_Truth, and like its Facebook page and know the truth.
Taylor Phillips here, your Michigan Sports Truth Detective. Lots of Lions, Red Wings, and Pistons to talk about, plus a little Tigers Tarik Skubal update. Our disclaimer tells us this podcast is hosted by someone who has autism, which is me. If you're arrogant and disrespectful, don't even bother commenting. Keep your thoughts to yourself and stay away from this podcast. Otherwise, make a lot of sense, please. So to the Lions library to kick things off. The Lions get their revenge on the Washington Commanders 44-22. The Lions win. Let's go with the obvious. Dan Campbell took control of the offensive play calling, especially the entire game. And it was a matter of more communication between the coaches. Dan Campbell, offensive coordinator John Morton, of course, trying to teach John Morton what play calling is actually about and how it works, the inner workings of it, a matter of desperation and urgency, and a matter of attention and focus to detail. And as a result, all offensive players got involved. Of course, Goff, Gibbs, St. Brown have been the primary weapons thus far, the entire season thus far. But yesterday, this past Sunday, J-Mo got himself involved more. Isaac Tesla chipped in a little bit more. Khalif Raymond chipped in a little bit more before limping off the field. Sam Laporta, and of course, David Montgomery. The offensive line got stronger like we wanted them to. They protected better. They protected Jared Goff better. They protected Gibbs and Montgomery better. Gibbs, as a result, 3 touchdowns on 172 rushing yards. And J-Mo with 2 touchdowns, including a somersault flip into the end zone, which I saw. That was quite an impressive somersault. But need I go on? The Lions' offense was not forced to punt at any point of the game. Of course, only 3 penalties committed all game long for just 1 lousy cotton-picking yard. Wowzers. While Washington committed 8 for 61. I see it's 142 rushing yards for Jahmyr Gibbs. That was 172 total yards, I think. Gibbs, 30. Yeah, that adds up. Yep, 172 total yards, 142 rushing yards. Thank you very much. But that was including a 43-yarder that put icing on the cake, of course. Of course, the Commanders were banged up and they were struggling. The Lions took advantage. Jane Daniels is out. Marcus Mariota got sacked twice, at least. Two sacks. It looked like 2 sacks by Brian Branch, but they kind of sack and a half and Roy Lopez chipped in with a half sack. 5 tackles. Roy Lopez, of all people, he's been stepping up. And he plays defensive tackle. So great for someone to step in to help Ali McNeil. Of course, Arthur Mollett with a pass defense. Teron Arnold with a pass defense. Rock Ya-Sin with a pass defense. Also, Aiden Hutchinson, 4 pass defenses to 3 by Washington's defense. And the offensive unit took full advantage of an injury-riddled and undisciplined Commanders defensive unit, of course. And there were 2 Commanders defensive players that got ejected for being involved in a scuffle after the 3rd Lions touchdown. The second one by Jahmyr Gibbs with a little double push forward by, I think, Sam Laporta and I think Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams backing them up. And one of those ejections was to defensive tackle Darren Payne, who got suspended 1 game for slapping Lions wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown in the helmet, just like Brian Branch did 3 weeks ago in Kansas City against Juju Smith-Schuster. So right now the Lions' next opponent is the Philadelphia Eagles. 6:31 left, 4th quarter. The Eagles lead the Packers 10-0. The Eagles, man, how about their defense? I know Jordan Love has made like a couple mental mistakes for the Green Bay Packers, but man, I gotta carry along with this to try to catch the rest of this Monday Night Football game, but it's an interesting matchup between the much improved Lions offensive unit with Dan Campbell calling the plays continuously and constantly against the Philadelphia Eagles' stout and stingy defense. So Sunday night at 8:20 on NBC. So that's the Lions library. Oh, one more thing. The Lions signed defensive end Ahmad Hassanein to their practice squad. So a little extra help on the pass rush, helping Aiden Hutchinson out. Now as the wing wheel turns. Oh, my God, the Red Wings. Yeah, they lost 3 straight games. The first one to the Vegas Golden Knights on the road, 1-0, which I'll take. But the other 2, 4-1 to the New York Rangers and 5-1 to the Chicago Blackhawks, both at home. I know the Blackhawks have been improving, but the Red Wings are free falling now, 9-7-0, 18 points, 4th, now dropping all the way to 4th in the Eastern Conference wildcard spot. And I'll give Patrick Kane a pass because he's still just coming off his upper body injury, but we need him to start taking charge on the ice and contribute more like he usually does, especially on offense. The Wings keep falling apart in the 3rd period more primarily, and that's really weak. They need to step it up some notches and finish a lot stronger. The first 2 periods of each of their last 2 games have been very close, low-scoring affairs, but the Red Wings have been outscored 5-0 thus far in the 3rd period by the Rangers and Blackhawks combined, and that's unacceptable. Too many defensive breakdowns have been occurring while their offense keeps piling up shots on the goal, but right to the opposing goaltender. And the Rangers are a better team than their record currently reads in the NHL standings, which is 7-7-2 with 16 points, currently 6th in the Eastern Conference wildcard spot. They're catching up a bit. And the Blackhawks have been vastly improving. They climbed all the way up to 3rd place in the Central Division at 8-5-3 with 19 points. And those are just a couple examples of how the competition in the entire NHL is heating up, while the Red Wings are just sticking to their own routine, and not adapting to newer, higher competition. And I don't care who the fans blame all of this on. This just isn't working for the Red Wings organization at all. It just isn't. They're off until Thursday when they host the Anaheim Ducks, the much improved Anaheim Ducks. So the Red Wings had better get back in gear, especially. They got to really start buckling down in that third period, especially. They need to get better. They need to get better in the third period. Now the Pistons post. Oh, my goodness. The Pistons. Take a sip of my water. They won 7 straight games now. They beat the Brooklyn Nets 125-107 and the Philadelphia 76ers 111-108 on the road. And then tonight, they struggled a bit with their shooting, but they kept coming back, and they forced overtime to beat the Washington Wizards 137-135 in overtime to improve to 9-2. Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren have grown rapidly into a two-headed monster, as we all see. They keep getting humongous double-doubles. Duncan Robinson keeps nailing threes, including one tonight that gave the Pistons the lead, their second lead of the overtime frame. Asar Thompson keeps playing great defense, but he was out against Washington. The Pistons had a total of 7 players out due to injury. But the one thing in general that I like to see them improve on is their play in the first quarter. They keep falling behind in the opening quarter in each and every game, each and every first quarter as of late, and sometimes that can put you in a hole you can't get out of. But the Pistons mostly keep getting themselves out of it, and they kept getting out of every one of them thus far. As a matter of fact, they just barely got out of theirs tonight. That one tonight against the Washington Wizards. A Wizards team who is now 1-10. 1-10. The Wizards could have escaped. The Pistons could have let the Wizards just let the Wizards steal one at Little Caesars Arena. But the Pistons, they definitely don't quit. Of course, Dennis Jenkins was a big X factor for the Pistons against the Washington Wizards. He was fresh off the G League's Motor City Cruise, and he hit a few threes, including the game-tying 3 to force overtime, 4 of 6 from 3 bomb range, and he finished with 24 points. I gotta share this right now. Share the screen right. I gotta share the screen right now. Dennis Jenkins, of all people from the G League's Motor City Cruise, 24 points, being the unsung hero. Forcing overtime with a game-tying 3 at the buzzer. Look at this. 24 points. Wow, a +8. Wow. Dennis Jenkins has been contributing. 46 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists for Cade Cunningham, a triple-double. That is a gargantuan triple-double. Jalen Duren, 19 points, 14 rebounds. Yet another double-double for Duren. He's been keeping doing his thing. Javonte Green, a double-double, 11 points, 11 rebounds. Duncan Robinson, 3 for 9 from 3, 5-11 from the field, 13 points. It's a medium to small contribution, but offensively, but it does sure help. He did nail that, what stood to be the game-winning 3 bomb in overtime. So the Pistons, they host the Chicago Bulls, 6-4. Oh man, the Pistons are 9-2. The Bulls are now 6-4. Yikes! The Pistons are just red hot, and They just keep on finding ways to win. Pistons home against the Bulls Wednesday at 7 on FanDuel Sports Network, Detroit. That's the Pistons Post. Now, the Tigers Tribune, the Tigers, as we all read and heard from the media, they plan to keep starting pitcher Tarik Skubal for the 2026 MLB season, because right now it's too expensive for other MLB teams to trade for him at this moment. The Tigers and the rest of the MLB teams will see how this whole situation plays out in 2026. We can't just base this whole Tigers organization on just one player. This is the whole team that has to evolve and adapt into a true World Series championship contender. Plus, their manager, A.J. Hinch, has to get smarter with his in-game decisions. Come on now. That's the Tigers Tribune. I'll let me take a sip of my water before we get to a conclusion segment here, which is, what did we learn? I'll tell you what I'll explain to you what all that we learned. Lions head coach Dan Campbell had to take charge of his entire team with his offensive play calling especially, and the team followed accordingly and made a lot of adjustments, especially on offense, resulting in the 44-22 win. The Red Wings need to play a lot better, especially in the third period. The Pistons keep winning despite their injury report because they are being led by that two-headed monster of Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren. Don't forget Duncan Robinson. They even have other players stepping up, such as Dennis Jenkins, who hit that overtime forcing three bomb at the buzzer. And finally, the Tigers will keep Tarik Skubal for the 2026 MLB season, especially the regular season, just to see until at least the July 28th MLB non-waiver trade deadline, just to see how the trade situation with him turns out with at least other few contending MLB teams. So that's all that we've learned. That's all of what we learned in this episode of the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast. I'm Taylor Phillips. Subscribe to its YouTube channel at the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast. Like its videos and turn on all notifications on the bell icon. Click or tap on live to find its latest full episodes and check out its shorts videos. Also watch it live and follow it on Twitch at Michigan_Truth. Listen to it in audio form on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music /Audible, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, and Giles Savin. Also join its supporters club on Spreaker, just $2 a month. On social media, follow the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast on X, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at Michigan_Truth, and on Reddit at u/Michigan_Truth. Also like its Facebook page, facebook.com/Michigan Sports Truth, and Patreon at patreon.com/Michigan Sports Truth. Our website is the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast.code80x.me, and donate to the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast for Autism on GoFundMe. The goal is $2,400. Take another sip of my water before I get to business endorsements here. Statewide business endorsements go to Cups and Donuts, Grand Traverse Pie Company, J&H Family Stores, Positive Chimney and Fireplace, which opens in about a month. The snow just came. Farm Bureau Insurance, Michigan's insurance company. Michigan's Adventure. I know it's all closed for the season, but still. Alpine Chocolate House, with 5 locations in Manistee, Boyne City, Gaylord, Plymouth, and Sault Ste. Marie. Hudsonville Ice Cream. Grandpa's Mini Donuts, Rally House, Michigan, and Rally House, Detroit. Tom's Food Markets, Detroit Wayne Company, Simply Delightful, JR's All-Star Haircuts for Men, Tropical Touch Spa, Main Street Rocks, G's Pizzeria, Wesco, and BC Pizza. Before I get to the Metro Detroit area business endorsements, I'm going to take another sip of water. All right, Metro Detroit area business endorsements go to Annex Detroit Nightclub and its Annex Angels, Geno Surf, Avenue American Bistro, Mocha Donut and Boba, the Edo Ramen House Japanese Sushi Restaurant in Southfield, the Great Lakes Crossing Mall in Auburn Hills, Empire of Detroit, Modern 7 Bistro, Northville Sports Den, the Union Barber Shop in Birmingham and Ferndale, United Mobile Power Wash and Dry Ice Works in Southfield, Frothy Girl in Ortonville, Spot Truck in Dearborn and Detroit, Athletico Physical Therapy on Woodward Street in Ferndale, Detroit Pizza Company, the Blind Owl in Royal Oak. Cali Tickets, call Mark Goldman at 877-225-8425 or visit calitickets.com. Reliance Pressure Washing, run by my old local friend Chris Sprout. The Jagged Fork, Goodman Acker PC, Northwestern Technological Institute, Green Lantern Pizza, the Pins Bowling Center in South Lyon, Impact North in Ortonville, Vitamin Shop in Auburn Hills, Legacy Family Dental Center in Dearborn, and Hodges Subaru. Local business endorsements go to the B4 Foundation in Ithaca, the Wexford Community Credit Union in Cadillac and Lake City, J Sporting Goods in Clare, the Front Porch in Suttons Bay, Trout Town Tavern and Eatery in Kalkaska, the El Cilantro Taco Shop in Petoskey, Bay Mills Resort and Casino in Brimley, Fuel Up Nutrition in Clare, J&S Hamburg in Traverse City and Kingsley, United Food Service Solutions in Grand Ledge, the Asian Buffet in Cadillac and Traverse City, Ludington Meat Company, McBain Hardware, Vandry Home Furnishings in Cadillac, Houghton Lake, Big Rapids, and Traverse City, Pearl's New Orleans Kitchen in Elk Rapids, Herman Hisson Company in Bay City, Fletcher's Pub and Texas Corners in Kalamazoo, the Michigan Theater of Jackson, Hooters in Saginaw, Anna's House in Grand Rapids, Coffee Beanery in Flushing, Merritt Speedway, Northport Pub and Grill, Northern Logistics, and Spicer's Boat City in Houghton Lake. Traverse City business endorsements go to TC Man Cave, K1 Speed, Play It Against Sports, Erica Nita of Traverse City Real Estate, Yen Yoga and Fitness inside the Delamar Resort on Front Street, Firefly Kitchen and Bars, Traverse City Fun Running, Margarita's Grill, Wellbeing with Catherine Palms, Bayview Flooring, North Coast Golf Shop, Dockside Market, and Team Bob's Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Cadillac business endorsements go to Cadillac Grill, Cadillac Nutrition, Cadillac Horizon Books, Creative Embroidery for designing the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast logo on my long sleeve shirt and t-shirt, Michigan Coffee Company, Pro Quality Cleaners, Raven Social Restaurant and Brewery, Wildflower Bakery, Northern Star Event Rentals, Primo's Barbecue, Wexford Jewelers, Evolve Yoga and Fitness, Chunky Bear Coffee Roasters, The Truck Stop, Cadillac Lofts Apartments, Bigelow Supply, The Food Mafia's Let's Roll With It Rolled Ice Cream, Evergreen Resort, Tees Tanning Salon, The Pines Sports Bar and Bowling Center, Wexford Senior Care Center, the Max Swings Indoor Golf Center, Blue Heron Cafe, Biner's Pizza, Cabaret Peaks, the Cadillac Party Lounge, and the Sweet Shop. And finally, Lake City business endorsements go to Cuts by Melanie, the LC Tap House, To the Moon Bakery, Northern Auto Lab, and the Misaki Golf Club Golf Course. Until next time, this is Taylor Phillips signing off. But stay on the lookout and remember that we always observe and detect the truth about Michigan sports, because the truth is out there and everywhere. Ta-ta, hit him with a hind, power of the people, Baba Booey to y'all.